a man was unexpectedly bitten by a rattlesnake. He tried to call for help, but the venom quickly caused numbness and made him drop his phone. Mike immediately pulled out a pocket knife, cut open the bite, and sucked out the venom. Without even picking up his phone, he rushed straight home. Once there, he panicked and chugged a whole bottle of vodka, then passed out on his bed. When he woke up the next day, his hand was badly swollen. Through blurred vision, Mike saw several helicopters flying overhead and realized something big was going on, but his condition left him helpless. At that moment, his mother actually sent him a farewell message, but since his phone had fallen, he never saw it. No one knows how much time passed before Mike came out of his coma. To his shock, the wound on his hand had completely healed. He decided to head into town for a meal, but when he looked at his car, it was covered in dust, clear evidence that he'd been out for a long time. He drove straight to town, only to find the once bustling streets strangely deserted. When he reached the supermarket, he saw chaos everywhere, bodies scattered all around. From the car radio, Mike learned that he had been unconscious for 3 weeks. In that time, a deadly virus had swept across the world. With its extremely high fatality rate, the authorities had evacuated the survivors to shelters. Racing to his parents' home, Mike found that his father was already gone, and his mother had died collapsed near the toilet. Heartbroken, he buried them in the backyard before setting out to look for other survivors, but the entire town was nothing but corpses. He then made his way to the city. Although the power grid was still working, the place was eerily silent. Mike screamed for survivors, but there was no answer. Later, he soaked in a hot spring, trying to figure out what to do next. Afterwards, he walked naked into a bar, planning to pour himself a drink, when suddenly 2 strangers appeared. Embarrassed, Mike covered himself, and through the news on their phones he learned the truth. At the beginning of the outbreak, officials had discovered that the vaccine they were developing didn't work, but they hid the truth. They never expected the virus to be so contagious, and it ultimately led to the end of the world. Mike believed that the 3 of them must be immune to the virus, but the other 2 had already lost the will to live, since everyone they cared about was gone. When Mike left the building, he heard 2 gunshots behind him. The world fell silent once again. Devastated, Mike floored the gas pedal, ready to end his own life. But the sudden appearance of a little dog made him change his mind.